It's a blessing to be able to welcome on the newest member of Louisville's 2021 recruiting class, and Mike James. What's going on today, man?
Not much, man. Chilling. Thank you for having me.
Without a doubt, man. Well, I just announced, man, you're going to Louisville, and it's your birthday, though. So first of all, man, happy birthday. But take us through this feeling. What's it feel like to have it be your birthday? You're committed. What are you feeling like right now?
Man, I'm excited, man. It's a big day for me. Both me turning 18 and me taking that next step, knowing I'm gonna go to college. So, always wanted to do it on my birthday. Like the timing just really worked out for me to commit on my birthday.
So you've always kind of dreamed of it being on your birthday?
Yeah, like ever since I was a freshman, I was like, man, I'm committing on my birthday. But once I got to my junior year, like this summer, I didn't know how it was gonna work out. Like before June, like I thought I was gonna commit like later. I thought I was gonna like commit like right before high school season, like in November, something like that. But man, I just chose to push the date up because I just felt like I was ready. A lot of people were jumping off the board. I just felt like I should just get it over with. They all worked out for me to commit on my birthday.
And this wasn't the position you were in about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It's really been the past few months, past year that you've blown up. You've got offers. You're able to put together a top eight of elite schools, top to bottom of those top eight, along with just a lot of the schools that gave you offers. Just to be in the position you're at right now, though, what's it feel like to just be where you're at?
It's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Like things changed for me so quick. Uh, like a year ago, coming in at Oak Ridge, I probably had one offer. That was probably USF. Coming in, like I never knew I'd be getting recruited by Louisville. You know what I'm saying? Like that was never in my thought process, or I never thought I'd be where I'm at today. So it's always a blessing, but it just goes to show that if you work hard, keep your head down, and just do what you're supposed to do, and just stay persistent. Everything will work out in your favor. You know what I'm saying?
So when did it click for you? When did you really start realizing that you're going to be a high major player? You're one of the best players in your class.
Uh, it clicked for me my 16 youth summer. I went to Indy.
Mhm.
I I went to Night Riders Elite AU program out of Miami, and then we went to Indianapolis for I think it was like what session 3 or like session 4 or something like that. And I played really well. We played a couple good teams, and I was killing that whole tournament. I was like, man, I could really play. Because before that, I'm not even gonna lie, like I didn't think I was as good as I was, or like I didn't have that type of confidence. But that tournament really woke me up and just gave me confidence. Like I belong. I know I'm one of the top players in the country. And then going through Oak Ridge this junior season, it was unbelievable, man. Like playing against Sierra Kane, having a good game against Sierra Kane, that solidified it for me. And then like some of the matchups I had, I played really well. Like I played Liberty out of Nevada. I played against I think his name. He's going to Gonzaga. Played very good against him. Had some other key matchups I played very good in. That's when I really knew. And then that's when all my recruitment started popping. Like after that, really during my junior season. And then that's when I really knew I belong.
We're going to get into Louisville in a second, but as I said, your top eight was loaded. Schools featured obviously Arkansas, Alabama, A&M, Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech, Louisville, and USF. To have those eight schools, what did it take for them to make that, and what did you like about those eight schools?
All of them we've had like very good relationships with my mom, my dad, my high school coach, and like some of my other coaches. You know what I'm saying? Really for me, it was this opportunity and relationship. And those schools to me, I felt the most comfortable with. Me and my family felt the most comfortable with, and they were really going hard recruiting me. So I felt those eight schools were the top of my list.
You obviously are going to Louisville. Was there anyone else that was really with you to the very end? Did you kind of narrow it down to maybe your top two or three prior to knowing that Louisville was the school you wanted to go to?
I don't want to say I narrowed it down to two or three,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very close. Like it came down to a couple weeks ago, probably like no, I wouldn't say a couple weeks ago. Like I had long conversations, man. It was stressful. Like just had continuous conversations with my coach, my mom, my dad. and we just broke down like a last five, I'll say, and we just continue to break down, discuss like different scenarios of what would happen, and just really just come down to a business decision. Like relationships is all good, but at the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for yourself. Put yourself in the best position to get to the next level. And I just thought that Louisville was that place for me.
A lot of people projected you. All the crystal balls have you going to Texas A&M. You're going to Louisville. What was your relationship like with Texas A&M, and how close did they possibly come to being the school you're going to go to?
My relationship with Texas A&M was really good. I took an unofficial visit there earlier this year or last year, like late last year. We had a very good relationship. They were probably like the third or fourth school to start recruiting me. They went hard ever since. We had a good relationship. Me, Coach Buzz, and a couple of the assistants. We had a good relationship. I don't know where all the crystal ball stuff came from, but I mean, it is what it is.
No doubt. So let's get into Louisville, man. That's where you're going to be going. You're playing for Coach Chris Mack. You have an incredible recruiting class already with guys like Bobby Pettiford, Eric, Ellis, the #1 JUCO player. What's it just feel like, and how excited are you to get out there in a year?
It's unbelievable. Like it still hasn't hit me yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like the magnitude of me like going to Louisville. Like ever since I was a kid, I was like schools you'll watch as a kid. You'll watch like Louisville, Duke, UNC, Kentucky, Florida State. For me, like from all my work to pay off, to have not only go to Louisville but have an opportunity to come in and play right away and compete. It's a blessing. Like, I would never imagine this like a year ago, or like as a kid coming up. So like it's a blessing.
And you mentioned something special there. I mean, both of us being 18, when we kind of grew up in the same time, where the schools that have been winning championships recently have been the Kentuckys with Anthony Davis, obviously Payne Steva's Louisville team. We see Shabazz Napier and UConn. A lot of these teams in the past 5-10 years, those are the teams that we look to as kind of the iconic teams for the past decade, our kind of time growing up. Seeing yourself now, you sit back and you say you'll be wearing that Louisville jersey. You're going to be playing there in the ACC. What goes through your mind when you think that?
It's like I still can't really like imagine like when I get there, it'll all like kick in, you know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy, man. Like to know all the long nights I had, waking up early, like 5:45 every single day to go work out or lift, getting my 2-3 workouts in every single day, like just staying persistent with everything. To just sit back and say, like I'm going to the University of Louisville or just going to college, period, no matter what level you go to, you know what I'm saying? Like you're blessed. But for me to be going where I'm at, like it's just a blessing. Like I still don't know how it's gonna be like until I get there and like get into that game, like in that arena with all those fans. It won't really kick into then.
That was my next question. I mean, that day's going to come where you walk in, and you're going to be starting coming off the bench, where that looks like your freshman year, first time stepping foot on a college court, and you see all the fans chanting your name, chanting Louisville fans. I mean, how do you plan to adjust? I mean, that's going to be a lot of fans compared to obviously what you deal with at the high school level. How do you plan to embrace that and get used to it?
So I asked like some of my friends who hoop at like that level that question all the time. Like, how was your first game? Mm-hmm. Like, how was your like first time stepping on that court? And they all say, you have those jitters like when you first get to high school and you first play your first game. You have those jitters. It's gonna be definitely something to get used to. But they said once you get on the court and start playing, you'll be good. I feel like once I get out there, touch the ball a few times, play defense, go up and down in people's possessions, I'll be good. But it's definitely gonna be something to get used to, especially at Louisville, like them having the biggest arena at college basketball. Like it's an NBA arena, so that thing is gonna be packed almost every night. Like it's almost like playing at the Amway Arena at, in Orlando. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be something to definitely get used to. But I feel like once I get out there, get the feel for it, get sweaty, and I'll be good.
As I mentioned earlier, I mean, Louisville is one of those iconic schools for our generation, and there have been some stuff in the past few years with Coach Pitino and all the investigation stuff that obviously resulted in Coach Mack taking over now. Was that something on the off the court aspect, the legal issues? Did that ever cross your mind or have any impact on you?
Yeah, it crossed my mind, and I just went to Chris Mack directly and just asked him like, Coach, what is your like what's going to happen with Louisville basketball with all the allegations going on? And he basically told me it shouldn't be as bad as people think because it's a whole new staff. Nobody from that staff with Patino is still there. They already put a ban on themselves. I think one year they didn't even go to the postseason. So they already punished themselves. So you're hoping for the best. It's nothing crazy, but shoot, that just comes with it. You know what I'm saying? I was able to accept it and just know that I'm going to a coach that believes in me and a great basketball program. So I'm willing to accept all that come with it. Like I know I'm walking into. I know all the stuff that's going on. I just still feel like this was the best situation.
And Coach Mack's an incredible coach. He's only been there a few years now, and he's already developed a team that was number 3 in the ACC last year, getting guys to the NBA, building an elite recruiting class year after year now. What's he like, though, just talking to Coach Mack one-on-one personally? What's he like at the personal level?
He's uh he's like just a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? Like if he wasn't the Louisville coach or like he wasn't who he is, like you would just think he's a regular guy who likes basketball, you know what I'm saying, and used to hoop. But like he's a real good dude. And we done had a lot of FaceTime calls, just really not even talking about basketball, just talking about life, how the family's doing, talking about the NBA, just things that's going on. Like he's really down to earth. And like my relationship, the school I was gonna go to, I wanted to have a great relationship with the head coach. You know what I'm saying, and talk to the head coach just as much as the assistant who was recruiting me, or even more. And that was the case with Louisville. Like I probably talked to Coach Mack more than I talked to the assistant who was recruiting me. Like when the head man takes over that position of recruiting you, like I feel that's when you know he's all in for you. He wants you here, and he's not telling you no lies or anything.
As you said, it was about a week or so ago, 2 weeks, that you really started knowing that Louisville was a program you're going to be attending and committing to. What was the deciding factor? Was it a call you guys had? Was it just talking to your family? What was ultimately the moment that you realized Louisville is where I want to go?
I want to backtrack on that. It wasn't like a week ago. Like it was like a couple of days. Like I had a feeling, and then we were just having these conversations because we knew the date was coming fast. Like soon as I got to like August 20th and then on, the days just started flying and flying and flying and flying. And then like it just kept coming faster and faster. And then when I got to September, like, I remember the first day in September, I'm like, man, I gotta get this over with. I gotta talk to my parents, talk to my coach, and like just get this thing done. And it flew by, like it went by just like that. So we just had conversations every single day. Like it started to weigh on me. Like I started to get tired of it. Like wasn't really focused. It was always on my mind. And we just kept having conversations of like the best situation for me. You know what I'm saying? A business decision for me, and the best situation for me basketball wise for my career. You know, we just felt that was Louisville.
You call Coach Mack, you tell him you're going to be going there. What's his reaction? How excited was he?
He was lit, man. He was very excited. He was lit. Like the day I called him, he didn't think I was coming. Like the day before, he had called me, and I was tired. It was like late at night. He had called me just to catch up. And he was like, man, when I hung up that phone, he said he had told his wife, like, man, I don't think he's coming. He ain't seemed too excited talking to me. But I told him, nah, I was tired. And that next day, I called him. I'm calling Louisville. He was excited, man. I never seen somebody that excited before, for real.
That's awesome, man. Let's talk a little bit more about this 2021 class. It was going so well, top 5 recruiting class on pretty much all sides. A couple weeks ago, Bryce makes the decision to decommit from Louisville. You're going to have to be kind of filling in that shoes in terms of being another elite player going there. What's all this chain of reaction? Did Bryce decommitting have any impact on your commitment?
Nah, I really didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they were recruiting me, they were recruiting me in a different position as Bryce. Like Bryce was like a stretch 4-3. They were recruiting me kind of as a 2-3. So it really didn't make any difference. But him decommitting, like I saw it, but I really didn't pay no mind to it because I kind of already knew what they was gonna say. Like he probably decommitted because of like allegations and stuff, something like that. But his decommitment didn't really affect my decision. You know what I'm saying? And that was like a couple of weeks ago. Like
Yeah.
I didn't really get down to like the thick of things until like a couple of days ago, or like a week ago.
Gotcha. And so now you guys have Bobby in place, Eric, you, Ellis. There could still be a couple more spots to fill potentially. Who else you guys targeting? Who else is someone you might want to bring with you to join your class now?
Um, Coach Mack told me like after me, there's a big. He goes by last name of Wheeler or something like that. But sooner I'm gonna me, Bobby, Eric, we all gonna be on him. Like just finding out who that big man is to solidify the class. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, after my commitment, it'll just be the big.
So have you guys talked to know Eric at all or Bobby, or have you talked to any of those guys yet?
I talked to Bobby, but I haven't talked to Eric and L yet. I follow L on Instagram, but I talked to Bobby before.
Were they aware of you going there, or when you kind of plan on telling them?
Nah, they didn't know. Shoot, I told Bobby yesterday, but I didn't tell like Eric and L. I'm probably gonna try to get in contact with them soon. But they didn't know. They didn't know.
And we talk about history of Louisville. That's what they have. And you are a top 50 commit to all time going there. Kind of have that legacy where you're going to be a part of Louisville history in terms of recruiting forever. What does that mean to you?
It's big. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta come there and like meet those expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like they hold their players to a high standard. They hold their program to a high standard, and I feel like I can come there and be at that high standard. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's big. The history is big. There's so many great players that came through that program. You know, Donovan Mitchell, Terry Rozier, Montrezl Harrell, Peyton Siva, Russ Smith, all those dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's big shoes to fill, but you know I feel like I'm ready for it. I'm gonna put in enough work. Like I take this thing so serious. Like I feel like that's the type of situation I need to be in.
I'm glad you brought up some of those players' names because you look down Louisville guys in the NBA or guys that have been in the NBA, and there's one thing that's similar about all of them, and that's they have that dog mentality, they have that killer mindset, and that is something that you clearly have. When you look at that, I mean, how do you kind of plan to use that, and what does that mean to you?
Looking at them, like you see it, and that's just something that you gotta have. Like going to any level, whether that be high school, AAU, college, the NBA, like you gotta have that dog mentality. You gotta have that motor, play hard all the time, that hard nose type stuff. I feel like that's what really gets you in. Like you can have all the talent in the world and all the skill, but if you don't play hard, take this thing serious, you know, it can hold you back. So I feel like that's one of the biggest pieces of my game. I see them, I see the same things.
Ultimately, your goal is to play in the NBA at some point. How do you plan to reach that ability, and who's some guys in the NBA you even kind of look as guys that you play a lot like in the NBA right now?
Uh, Guys that I see, I kind of feel like I'll probably say like Jimmy Butler, uh, Kawhi. Like we kind of have like similar identities. Play hard on both ends, uh, skills and all that stuff. You know, play hard, play defense really good. So like, I look at those dudes a lot. I compare myself to them, but things I gotta do to get there. You know, just I feel like if I just keep doing what I'm doing, keep going hard as I am right now, just don't let up. I feel like it all take care of itself because I put in a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I beat up on my body a lot, just trying to get better each and every day. You know what I'm saying? Get better every single day. Like get better on one thing, like whether it be shooting, dribbling, whatever it is. Like my goal is to get better every single day. So I feel like if I just do that, continue to go on the path that I'm going, that it's got me this far, I feel like it'll take me even farther.
You have one more year left of high school basketball at Oak Ridge. As you go throughout the course of the year, you got 1 year to get on campus. What are some of the biggest things you want to focus in on and improve on before you get to campus?
Mainly, it just be like my ball handling, just get even more tighter with my handle. You know what I'm saying? Just continue to improve as a shooter. Uh, really just getting into like situational stuff. Like if I say like I come off a handoff, I'll be able to look at the defense and tell like what situation is going to happen coming off, making reads off the ball screen and all that stuff. Just becoming a smarter and smarter player, like knowing the game even better. I feel like if I get better at that, like I'll be good for college coming in.
You have something in your bio that says the main vulture. What is that about?
Man, like I got it from my favorite rapper, No Cap. Like he always had that bird in his own thing. So I just came up with my own thing. Like it's just really like a mentality, you know what I'm saying? Like a vulture, he come in and feast on his prey, you know what I'm saying? Or like feast on somebody, like finish off the job, you know what I'm saying? So whenever I'm on the court, I'm looking to finish you. And yeah, that's basically it. But shoot, I didn't even know he's gonna ask that. Nobody noticed that it's up for you.
That is something different. I mean, knowing you off the court too a little bit now, you know how to flip that switch. I mean, I know you on the court, you are that dog, you have that killer mentality as we talked about. Off the court, you have learned to shift that. When did you start learning that? I mean, how do you balance the two mentalities both on and off the court?
Man, it's just like how you come up. Like being from Florida, like you run into a lot of people who just going to the park and play, or like playing against some older dudes. Like when you get on the court, all that laughing and stuff that cuts out. Like when you get on the court, you gotta focus and laser in, play hard all the time, have that killer mentality. So like just some of the dudes I play against, some of the older dudes I play against, I get it from them. But yeah, like just I feel like me being from where I am, like Orlando and Florida, like you just develop that naturally.
Mm-hmm. And I like wrapping up talking about legacy, as you know, and kind of give us like a word or two that really describes you when you are done playing basketball, when kind of retire from whatever your craft is. What do you want to be remembered for? Like, what's one or two words that you really want to be known by, what you achieved on and off the court?
Uh, just hard work. I
Mm-hmm.
wanna I want people to see me and be like, man, he really worked for where he is, or he's a hard worker. Like, he just didn't get there off of talent. Like he was in the gym every single day in the weight room doing what he's supposed to do. Like just a very hard worker. So I feel like that's why I want to be remembered by when I'm done.
Another thing in your bio is "To God be the glory." I mean, I know you're a believer, but take us through where you came up with that slogan.
Man, like my mom, like me just being raised in the church, like I've always been taught to pay my respect to the man above, Lord, like just to give him glory. And without him, I wouldn't be in the position I am. So I keep that in my bio. I put it in my post just to remind myself, like, you wouldn't be here or you wouldn't be where you are without him. So like, I keep that. I keep that in my bio. I'll probably get a tattoo of it too, just to remind me every single time I look down or look on my Instagram or look at one of my posts. Like, he's the reason.
That's awesome, man. I know there's always ups and downs in relationships with God, but when would you say you really started to get that tight bond with God and really started to lean on Him and trust Him throughout your life?
So man, I've always been real good. Like my mom, she raised me in the church. Like that's all I know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but me, the turning point was, and like it was a turning point for me with basketball. I said like a year and a half ago, or like a year ago, I got saved at my church, and then right after that, like everything started to change with basketball. I started getting noticed. Uh, like just things started to take off. My mentality became different. I just started to look at the world in a different way. And like before that, I like basketball. I played basketball. I was good. I was talented, but I really didn't put in the work that I do now. Like, I didn't know that I had to put in this work to get where I am today. But when I got saved, everything's changed for me. You know what I'm saying? My mentality. I just started going hard at everything I do. And I think that was a turning point for me.
That's awesome. I mean, those stories we see a lot with Christians, and you're able to apply that now and possibly be a role model to other kids growing up, going through the battles of faith. How do you plan to use your story and what you're able to achieve to help other people in their faith with God?
So I just say, man, just keep believing in him. Pray to him every night. Have those talks because he's always listening. He's always by your side. You know what I'm saying? Don't lose faith. Things might not be going your way, but it's all man. Like, things weren't always smooth for me. Things weren't always smooth for anybody. But if you maintain your faith and continue to pray, everything will work out in your favor. It's all a process. It's all his plan and how he wants things to go. So like, I knew in the end, like, I'll be coming out okay. Like, sometimes I had doubts, but every night I pray, and after I pray, I know things will be all right. You know what I'm saying? So main thing for me, I just say, just maintain your belief, keep praying, and just stay in the church. You know what I'm saying? Or just read the Bible every now and then. Read a few scriptures. You'll find something. You will find something that relates to your life, or like relates to the situation you're going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the biggest thing for me. Like, for people who may have trouble, like, believing, or like may be going through things, thank God is on their side. Like, he's always on your side. He's always there. Just keep believing, keep praying, and just maintain your belief.
Amen, man. My final thing before I let you go, give Louisville fans your 3 biggest goals you have set for your Louisville career.
Win a national championship, and win another national championship. I didn't want to win. I just want to win.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today, my guy. Congratulations once again on the commitment, and keep on being the light.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anytime. You're always welcome on, bro. God bless. Happy birthday to you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.